in the top, like this is literally the 1 o'clock position, is our pink Protoss player Tyler, and his opponent series currently 1-1. And is that showing? No, it's not actually showing in the game. eLiTeLegend is our orange Terran player at the bottom left. That's around the 8 o'clock-ish position. Let's see if we can actually show this scoreboard. There we go. There we go. We don't need our name bar anymore. We've got our scoreboard. Alright, my apologies for that little minimize, but nonetheless, as I did summarize for you guys, game number 1 was more of a rush. Game number 2 was macro, and now eLiTeLegend is having some animal difficulties. So, we're going to have to pause for a second. I actually do not have any set expectations for this game. I'm not sure who's going to come out on top. We saw Tyler kind of fall behind in that macro game. He was outscored by almost 20,000. But it was because he lost his third, if you guys watched the replay. eLiTeLegend just went out for an early push out and was able to pick off his opponent's early third. It was on GSL Crevasse, which kind of favored a natural expansion, but it was a little bit more difficult to get the third because there was only one ramp for both bases. So it was like there's your main here, and then for eLiTeLegend, who was in pretty much this point on the map, there was your natural up here, elevated, and then there was the ramp. So it really favored a fast expand, but when Tyler tried to get his third base up, he had a little bit less success. eLiTeLegend here going for the same type of wall off he went for when he did a 1-Rax fast expand in game number 1, which was on GSL Metropolis. He lost that to a 4-gate with 3 of the gates proxied, as I did say earlier, because Tyler was able to force field behind the bunker at the natural area. Picture pretty much here. We had our bunker. Tyler force fields right behind. No SUVs can repair. GG. So he did go for this exact kind of play. He had the supply depot, a little bit of space, and then his barracks. He does seem to be saving up quite a number of minerals. So it is likely he'll just throw down that CC and we'll be good to go. We now have a just gateway pylon, no cybernetics core in sight until now. It's going to take 50 seconds to build. So Tyler's just getting out the scout zealot right away, and he's leading his opponent by 4 supply. Such a huge advantage here at the 320 mark. eLiTeLegend is getting the CC as I did predict. Orbital at his main, and now his refinery. So we may see him throw down another one quite soon if he's planning to go for more of a 1-1-1 type of opener. You see that a lot in PvT. Terran players try to end the game early on before the Protoss can really macro up to either Colossi or High Templar. At which point it's just a pain for the Terran to have to tech up to either Vikings, but even more so Ghosts to counter High Templar and Protoss in general with EMPs. Tyler's got his warp gate on the way, and here is that second refinery there from eLiTeLegend. He's just producing a couple of Scout Marines, and the bunker it is natural. A little bit far out, I'd say, but it does cover a nice choke. Tyler's going to see all of this. How much more will he see before his probe dies? He won't be able to get in the main and actually check how many gases have been taken. So that's pretty crucial, because that's really an easy way for you to dictate what kind of a build opener your opponent is going for. Generally so. Is it gas intensive, or is it not gas intensive? Is it more of a Marine tank timing, or is it just 1-1-1 with bio? Or actually, no, 1-1-1 would be tanks, Marine tank medevac. Nonetheless, we do now have Tyler throwing down his own Nexus and a factory on the way from eLiTeLegend, so it may well be that 1-1-1. We'll just have to see if he gets the starport after this finishes. Robotics facility on the way from Tyler, so that would be an interesting choice should his opponent be getting siege tanks off his factory. In Game 2, which was eLiTeLegend's 1 victory so far, he was able to use Thors quite heavily with 250-meter strike cannons to kind of negate Immortals as a whole and just give himself a huge advantage. So now there is the starport on the way here from eLiTeLegend with a tech lab, so he's going to open up Banshees. Extremely risky choice when your opponent's going for a robo. How much has eLiTeLegend seen He's actually seen quite a lot, the natural expansion and all, but no robotics facility. And now Tyler's going to be grabbing 2 gases at his natural, throwing down a couple more gateways, so he's got 3 total. His warp gate is actually finished, but he's not made this 1 gateway into a warp gate quite yet. A little too busy chronoing out probes. eLiTeLegend is only 2 ahead in the harvester count. Now it's dead even. So despite his getting the natural faster, hasn't really shown for too much, though mules, as I've said before, have to be taken into account. So eLiTeLegend is going to get this armory really quickly with cloaked banshees on the way. Tyler's now getting an observer. eLiTeLegend will have to carefully kill that or place a turret down to be able to actually prevent scouting of this starport in time, because it only takes so long for an observer to be made, and we actually do have a Colossus Den, as some people call it, at the robotics support bay, or even just robotics bay, was the support bay in Brood War, is now just about finished. So Tyler's going to grab an Immortal and open up with Colossi instead of High Templar. Colossi is definitely the easier route. High Templar a lot more gas heavy and just farther down the tech tree with you having to get that Twilight Council. But Terran players often expect the Colossi first and then a tech switch into High Templar. And it seems as though eLiTeLegend is getting Thors, which he used to great success in game number 2, as I said. eLiTeLegend is moving out now with one of his Banshees, and Tyler's going to scout this right now and likely panic. We'll see an observer very soon, I'm sure. Actually, he warps in 3 Zealots. I don't know if he registers the fact that this is going to cost him an awful lot. eLiTeLegend's Banshee's already gotten 3 kills and counting. He's just focusing down some probes, and we'll now get 4 and 5, 6. Cloak has finished, so he just cloaks right there. Gonna focus down some sentries. One of them will die. This Banshee's already got 7 kills. That's gonna cost eLiTeLegend. Sorry, that's gonna cost Tyler so much. It will now die as the observer is finished, or will he be able to save it? That would be huge. The Banshee makes its escape with a total of 7 kills. eLiTeLegend could just bring that back, repair it at no cost. Let's just look at the units lost. Look at that, 8 units lost. They were all probes, I do believe. If we look at our workers killed tab, 7 of them were, and 8 units killed. So that, yeah, that 1 sentry did die. We must take that into account. So quite incredible success there from eLiTeLegend with that harassment play. I think Tyler definitely should have just, as soon as this observer came in here and he saw this starport, should have immediately chronoed out an observer at his main. So he's just going to carefully micro this one, see what he can scout. Will eLiTeLegend be able to scan and take this observer out? Tyler does see the tech lab on the starport still, but will he see the Raven come out? Yes, he does. So as soon as it does arrive, the observer is killed, of course, because Ravens are detectors. But that allows eLiTeLegend to focus down observers if he so wishes, and which in turn leaves his Banshees cloaked. Maybe he has ulterior motives, maybe seeker missiles. You don't really see that very much at all in PvT though. So likely just using it for the detection, so that his Banshees, he has 2, can just inflict some punishment in the middle of a battle. Tyler now grabbing his 3rd. Our income tab shows 9 harvester difference here in favor of our orange Terran player. Tyler just getting his weapons level 1 now, and Twilight Council. He's not actually made any Colossi, so he's instead focused on Immortals, likely having seen the Thor count of eLiTeLegend. This is just a real biomech kind of composition with a handful of Banshees mixed in. Very interesting choice here from eLiTeLegend. He's probably going to make a strong push out before Tyler can really get full optimal saturation at his 3rd. Because if we look at our army supply count, it's 88 to 47 in favor of our orange Terran player. I should actually probably rotate this around the scoreboard because the pink is here and the orange is there. Nonetheless, a lot of Zealots and only 4 Stalkers here from Tyler. So he may have some difficulty dealing with these Hellions and even the Banshees, as he only has 4 Stalkers. I'm not sure if that will be sufficient. Let's see how much scouting he has on this push. I think he had the Zelnaga Tower controlled. He's going to just leave a probe over here to kind of know when his opponent is on the way. 250 meter strike cannons being researched again. That's to take care of the Immortals. eLiTeLegend gets a scan. He's going to see the full of his opponent's army. Not going to see the Templar Archives, however, so some feedbacks might actually be very useful against these Thors. I've never thought of it that way, using High Templar to counter Thors, but no, instead Tyler is making them into Archons right away, likely because he does not... No, he already... High Templar come standard with enough energy to deal some feedback damage. eLiTeLegend only now getting his third, so if this battle goes in the favor of Tyler, he'll have a huge advantage, but I'm just not quite sure he'll have enough to deal with it. 118 army supply to 65. He's just definitely going to have to... his weapons level 2 will shortly finish, and now some Vikings mixed in there, so eLiTeLegend has... He likely did scout the robotics, but yes, he did, so he's expecting Colossi here, but Tyler has no such units. So I imagine eLiTeLegend will push out as soon as his strike cannon finishes. No, he's not going to, but it seems as though huge advantage here from eLiTeLegend. Some feedback's going down, severely weakening the Thors. This is going to be a fairly close one, but these Cloaked Banshees again just dealing a lot of damage, undetected, taking none themselves. Let's see if Tyler has enough. SCVs even pulled to repair the Thors. I think with those strike cannons eLiTeLegend just used, this is going to be GG, game number 3, and there we go, just the G from Tyler. And